Welcome to episode 196 of the Blue Recluse. My name is Martin Larsen, and I cannot speak today. It's going to be great. I have already butchered multiple sentences before we went live, so it's going to be great. It's Sunday, July the 15th, 2018, and with me today I have Tom Knight. How you doing? I'm just going to speak fast so I can get it over with.
Get it all out, Marty. Get it all out there. I'm just happy we're online and alive, because this weekend there's just been this crazy thing with technology failing. My coffee machine even broke at home. Just to the cherry on top. Michael's girlfriend had computer issues. The world's falling apart. I'm pretty sure.
And I'm out of Pokeballs.
You're out of Pokeball? Oh.
Yeah.
The list just goes on of absolute tragedies to happen in this world, and
someone won the World Cup called France.
Yeah. What kind of dark timeline is this? You know what I'm saying? And to continue the dark timeline, here is episode 196 of the Blue Recluse. We will contribute to that.
So how's your girlfriend's computer, Michael? Everything good?
Yeah, so far it's running well. She had like a fried motherboard. It was really weird. So we went out, bought her a new motherboard yesterday. It's working fine.
You want fries with that?
We went to Fry's to get the motherboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a place called Fry's, and we went there to get the motherboard.
That's hilarious. Like, do they just specifically deal in fried motherboards, or?
No, it's just an electronics store. They have a lot of computer parts. But
educate us, Michael. We are Europeans.
Now her Windows key is not activating, so we've had problems with current technology. Your coffee maker broke, so we have problems with ancient technology. It's just a rough day, a rough weekend.
I mean, if we make it to the end of the show, it's gonna be a miracle. It looks like.
But that's okay, because Chewbacca is here to hold my coffee.
And you guys know what? I actually remembered to push record, so we don't have to start over.
That's amazing.
Instead, I will push this button, and then we will start the show.
Here I come. I said something not elusive. Stay a while and listen. Well met. You are not prepared. This better be good. Existence is mysterious.
Loud and clear. Hello there.
Greetings, traveler. And welcome to the Blue Recluse.
So far, so good. We made it into the show. Michael is happy because he pushed his buttons at the right time as well. I reckon is why he's making noises over there. So everything good.
Everyone's happy. We're still online. The kegs are full of beer. The Blue Recluse is a functioning station of operation for Blizzard Game Talk this week.
Yeah, what you guys can't see is outside of the frame of the video that we're on the Twitch right now. You can see goblins and gnomes are running around, making sure stuff is not falling down and repairing stuff on the go, things like that.
Good work, Frasley. Good work.
Well done, Frasley. Thank you so much for keeping the Blue Recluse running. So yeah, how about we start on the opposite end of the show notes and work our way up instead, just to try something differently.
Oh,
yeah. Let's do
bottom to top.
Bottom to top, just for a change.
I'm down with that, because I'm pretty excited to talk about World of Warcraft because I'm back, baby. I'm back.
I saw that. I was like, what? How did I see that? Oh yeah, it was on the Discord, because I was like preparing stuff for the show, and all of a sudden on my Discord it popped up, Tom Knight in World of Warcraft, and I was like,
oh yeah, it popped up, Marty. It popped up so hard that I've been playing World of Warcraft solidly this weekend, and I've just been bit by that little Warcraft mosquito, and it's infected me, and I just can't stop playing now, and I'm grinding rep on Argus, and I seem to be having fun. I even joined like Looking for Raid and doing quests, clearing up the quest log, trying to get all the reps done, and collecting gold, and just it's
what
like
happened?
It's like a new game for me now. I'm just enjoying it,
Is summer over in Ireland? Is that what happened?
It actually is. It's raining. It's raining today, so that's it.
He was
You know,
stuck
can't go
inside. I might as well
It's like-
play this game.
Play old faithful. Yeah. So no, I had been kind of resubbed kind of the past week and a half, and I kind of went in and out, but I don't know. Once you get to a certain stage where maybe you log in for an hour after being away for so long, and suddenly you start seeing all these other things that maybe you've missed. Like I discovered this quest to go to the dead mines for pet battles, and I spent like 40 minutes in there today, just going through that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And you know, just because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go as well, so that whole pet battling thing, you know, that's rife with me right now. And yeah, that was just great to get back into the game. And yeah, I know it's just like that thing when you've had that extended break and then you come back and it's like, wow, it can really sink its teeth in again, and it almost makes you wonder why you stopped playing. But I think we all need to have, well, maybe except Marty,
I haven't touched World of Warcraft for like, I don't know, since we stopped raiding. Basically, I took a break off. I was just in that day when the quest line to upgrade your weapon got included, and besides that, I haven't done anything else.
But I've been away for like 8 months, which is, you know, a really long time. It almost feels like half the expansion that I've been away.
I've been away for a month, which is really long for me. Okay?
That's really long. I mean, you know, a month for you in Tom years is 8 months, so that's like literally equivalently the same. Some kind of dog years thing happening there. But no, you know, I saw the pre-patch was going live, and I saw that War Mode's going live with that, and I've been having this issue with MMOs. That, you know, I bounce around a couple of MMOs and try and get the fix, get the itch scratched best way possible. And I've been having this big issue lately of just the world not feeling
I have the best sound clip I want to play right now when you said that, but we will wait for later in the show.
Okay.
It would have when you. I'm sure people will know what I mean when we play it later in the show.
Okay. So yeah, I've been having this issue with, you know, danger and the introduction of War Mode, which means you can switch your kind of PvP toggle on. You have to do it in a major city, and then you can go out into the world and get extra rewards for doing that as well. And I feel like, in theory, in my head, it's going to work out great. That it's, you know, oh, there's going to be this newfound danger. There's going to be little skirmishes across the map, and probably in reality, it's going to be just a big gank fest. And I'm going to go out into the world and go Hearthstone straight back to Stormwind and turn it off. But there will be that element of danger there that I've maybe been lacking out in the world, and I'm excited to try and experience that as well. And just as you get closer and closer to an expansion, and you just realize that we're going to get new quests, new content, new story, and it's a really exciting time to be part of World of Warcraft again, and because everyone's you know, starting to get ramped up again. A lot of people have took step backs, which is just natural between expansions, and now we're just getting to that really exciting time that, you know, it's a couple of weeks away now, and we're getting ready to start up again.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm actually a little bit curious about how war modes will work as well. And I think thinking about it, what I will do is probably, because you do get like increased XP and stuff like that. Not like a huge amount. Well, you did in the beginning on the beta, but I think they have toned it down now. But I think after the initial push, I think straight out of the bat, when the expansion goes live, I will have war mode turned off. So when I'm going into it, the beginning few hours, I probably will have turned it off. But after,
what's it going to take, Marty, to turn you on?
After, I think after that initial push, and you know, there's not so many people around, and you can get a little bit of more privacy, then I might actually turn war modes on.
You just don't want a big audience. You want to just
I don't.
For the more intimate setting.
3 or 4,
Exactly.
3 or 4 people, kind of.
Tops, yeah. I'm more like a small group guy. 5 people is enough,
Okay.
right? So.
Noted.
Why is it noted? Are you planning something for his birthday? Noted. Got it down.
Something else that's coming with this patch is the communities, and I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out, because I know we talk a lot on here about, it feels like Blizzard are quite late to the party with regards to this kind of place that you can I was gonna say communicate with people like outside of the game, but this is gonna be like in game as well, that you can form these kind of additional communities. And this actually interests me, Marty, because, well, going by like the last expansion, you're more of a hardcore raider. I'm more of a casual player, and we did have this plan to maybe have like a guild at the start of the expansion, but you know, different play styles require different things to be met, and you went to a different guild and I ended up in a different guild. And I just feel like having some sort of place in game though that we can form a almost like an alliance where we're in this setting, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, you're in this guild, I'm in this guild, but we're part of this community as well, actually interests me, because I know we've got a couple of other friends on different servers, you know, likes of Sil and Rosie, and you know, people like that there, where we could form like an in-game community that, you know, maybe sometime we're like, hey, you know, I'm doing this here, want to join. And I feel like that actually excites me quite a lot as well, even though we do have these discords and you know, various other ways to communicate with people. Just having maybe an additional setting in game could be good for you know, merging up with people, teaming up with people. It's just a shame we still have that barrier with the, you know, the United States, so we can't just say, hey Michael, come on down. I mean, that would be just incredible. We're always gonna have that barrier, we're always gonna complain about it.
We'll meet in the Blue Recluse, Michael.
Yep.
Michael, where are you?
No,
Michael?
he's a horde.
I'm in a different
Michael.
phase. Different. My instance is different in the Blue Recluse.
Oh,
Yeah, it happens.
yeah.
But BFA is almost here. Pre-patch is
Yeah,
going
it is.
live this week. August.
Yep.
Or sorry, August, not August. What is it? The
July, Michael.
17th, right? July 17th? Is that correct? Am I
Yep.
correct? Yes.
Something like that sounds about
18th.
18th if you're over here. We're
Obviously,
always late to
you
the
know,
party.
the Americans have to beta test it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're just a couple days out, and we are also just shy of a month off from BFA actually being in our
I'm not ready.
virtual hands. Oh, I'm ready.
You're
I'm
not
not
ready.
ready. I'm not ready for it. No.
What do you have to
I'm-
do to be ready?
I don't know. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm really not feeling it. I don't feel like going back in.
That's what happens when you just allow the initial push, and that's it.
I say give it a few more weeks and you'll be, because like you say, you've played this expansion more than any other expansion. You've been raiding pretty intensively, and like you very rarely like missed weeks and stuff, because me and Mike were always like, hey Marty, oh no, he's raiding like 3 days a week. We can't get hold of him. He's gone radio silent, and you know, for the cause of, you know, beating the Burning Legion, you're part of that. Why we succeeded. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm the reason why you guys can relax.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw the
For sim-
cinematic too. Alright, I
was
did
there.
something.
I clicked the button.
I talked to Illidan. I saw it.
But I reckon, yeah, like the closer it gets, you'll start feeling it. Maybe not this week, but I mean, you've had a long stint. I mean, I am pretty impressed that you went that whole time, because a lot of people have dropped off and kind
Yeah,
of coming
casuals.
back now.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll log in on Wednesday. I'll log in to see the changes and just see if there's anything fun to do. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to see is, will there be like, I know we talked a little bit about it as well before, but will it be like a pre-patch event, something going on? Because now that I actually have finished the book, because I thought the book would end, like, without spoiling anything, but I thought the book would end somewhere completely different than where it actually did.
I told you.
so-
I told you.
You told me, yeah. So I'm just wondering that bit of storyline, because I haven't really seen that on the beta either. So
No.
that bit of storyline that we're missing, where and when and how did the Blizzard keep that out of the you know, public without us knowing?
It's
we're
a
gonna get
Chromie
scenario?
event. Chromie's coming back.
Think we're gonna get a scenario like
I
kind
don't
of
know.
Broken Shore, that way to kind of
Well,
kick
there
off
is a scenario like that, but it's something completely. It's a different. It's like after the event that again, it's hard to talk about without
That's
actually spoiling.
it's on
spoiling
the
everything.
beta. It's on the beta right now, like the opening
Yeah.
like the scenario that you're talking about, Tom, but there is something from like the end of the book to that scenario that we're missing. Like
Yeah.
there's something in
So-
between there that we haven't seen in any medium yet.
It would be very surprising if there wasn't anything else then to kind of bring us in, because
Yeah.
we've had the kind of draining the power of Sargeras's blade, and that would just feel like a bit of a strange end if that's the final act of the this expansion. And that's I
Well,
feel
the
like
That
thing
is a
is,
fun.
yeah, but as I see it, I sort of feel like the final act of the expansion was us trapping, what's his face again? Oh,
Illidan?
no, not
Sargeras?
Illidan.
Sargeras.
Sargeras, yeah.
What's his face?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where my mind is today.
Thingy
So-
Thingamabob, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that
that
guy,
dude.
you've been
That dude,
facing
that
for
dude we've been fighting for
30
decades.
years.
Cloud humping planet, remember?
Yeah. As I see it, when he sticks his filthy little stick into Azeroth, that's sort of like the end of the expansion.
Just
for
the
me.
tip, though. It was just the
Just
tip.
the tip.
Oh my, this is an episode. There goes the show title.
Creepy. I like it.
You had to do it.
Oh, man.
No, that bit is sort of is the end for me, and everything that happens after that is sort of like the lead in to the next to BFA. So yeah, I don't know where did we come from again?
I have no idea.
Oh, God.
I'm lost. My mind is filled with terrible thoughts.
I don't know.
Creepy. I like it.
So yeah.
We're gonna be getting like an end season for PvP as well, which I don't know if that excites you guys, because
This is the
I don't
end.
think
Like they're doing. Are you talking about just in game or the competitive side?
post season. There's like PvP post season, and apparently you can earn some new gear for the new expansion launches as well.
Oh yeah, they're doing that in the pre-patch too, where like you can get
Yeah.
gear to get ready for the.
Yeah, that's
The
what I mean.
release.
That's
Okay.
that is what I'm talking about, Michael. That's
Oh.
what I am talking about.
Cause you said like PvP, so I was confused. As like, I was like, what are you talking
I'm talking about the pre-patch. I haven't stopped talking about the pre-patch.
I don't know. You were talking about Sargeras' sword.
I know. I guess it's easy to get distracted. So yeah, well, I mean, what about you, Michael? Are you feeling the buzz? Like I'm feeling the buzz. Marty's not really feeling the buzz just yet. But what about you? How
I'm feeling the
much have you
buzz,
been
but
playing?
I'm feeling the buzz, but it's not enough right now to get me to just to kind of play it, just to play it. I'm waiting for the patch to drop, and once it does drop, then I'm going to be pretty much all in again on World of Warcraft.
This is such like a U-turn that, like, for months now, you guys have been all like Warcraft. I've been like, yeah, and now it's just like, guys.
Tom is like,
I'm late
quests
to
are
the
coming
party."
back. Quests are making a return.
No more green goo. But I feel like getting your artifact totally pimped out, and now you can just like obliterate everything really when it comes to quests to try and just get that last bit of rep, or if you are farming that artifact appearance, which I think I've committed that I'm not going to really spend much time to do that or really invest. I tried it. I tried the Protection Paladin one, and I made a good attempt, but I just randomly got knocked off the edge, and it's just like there seems like a lot of weird stuff that could happen here. I don't know if I've got the patience to stick that one out, but I've only got till Wednesday to decide if I'm gonna.
You can do it. You can do it.
I know something inside me tells me I should, even though I don't really want to flail. But I like the shield side of things.
You don't like the flail?
I don't like the flail.
I love
I'm
the
not
flail.
a flail fan.
What kind of crusader are you?
Right?
That's so Diablo, and I don't really want to support that in World of Warcraft. So.
But
Okay.
I'm not a flamer.
haven't you heard that they will put Diablo 1 into World of Warcraft next, so you can
They've
play
already done
through?
that though, really. With the
Oh yeah, that's right.
get your flails out, everyone. I'm gonna kill some cows. I don't know. It's the whole
Moo.
cosmetic side of things.
I hope they're thankful.
I don't know. I've kind of had this transmog that I made like a couple of years ago, and I've kind of been satisfied with it because it took me like a year to put together, and I'm like,
Tom, sometimes you have to try something new, right? Sometimes
know.
you have to switch things up a little bit, try something new, so you will grow as a human being, and not just be the same old fart that you've been the last 4 years on this podcast.
Are you
Come
saying
on, dude.
are you saying I need a makeover or something like that? Or?
Yeah, have you tried long hair?
I have actually. 16-year-old me. Bad times. Let's not go back there. Yeah, I mean, maybe I will get a remake that transmog. Who knows? But yeah, I'm just so excited now for what's to come in World of Warcraft. I can't believe I've been away this long, and now it's hit me hard, guys. It's hit me hard. I just
Did
want
you
to
finish the book?
I haven't got the book yet. I'm planning to get it. I'm planning to get it very soon, and I'm gonna. I haven't even pre-ordered the expansion. I haven't pre-ordered the expansion yet.
Oh
I know,
my!
I'm crazy. I am crazy.
Who is this guy, and why is he doing a Blizzard podcast?
He's someone that doesn't have allied races still. What's wrong with you?
I don't need alts. I don't need alts. I play one character. I don't do alts. I'm a one class person.
One person.
I'm a one person. No, I have plans to pre-order the expansion and order the book on the same day, and or order the book. The book will arrive, and I'll pre-order the expansion. Then I'm gonna read the book in like one sitting, and then I'm gonna be like, Warcraft.
I cannot
Warcraft
wait.
For lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
Good, but I cannot wait for us to do the book club episode where we talk about the book, because I have so many things, good and bad, that I really want to talk about.
So do I. Like, I want to talk about it already. Not wait for Tom.
Yeah,
You'll wait for me. You'll wait.
You're the only one that hasn't done it yet.
Well,
I mean, Tom, I've even made an alt who read the book.
I wrote the book.
So yeah.
Don't worry. I find those Warcraft books so easy to read though that I can usually knock one out in a day. It's just so digestible and good.
By the way, buy tissues as well. Just a hint.
What?
And not for the reason you're thinking about right now.
No, we need to.
Oh my god! Come on.
Jaina's in it. So no. Get tissues.
Her magic will tear you apart.
We need to move on because I'm starting to want to talk about the book.
Yeah, no, let's get away from this tissues and all.
Get away.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about Reyna then, because I know that
Jimmy.
Reyna, good old
Jimmy.
is getting reworked in Heroes of
Have
the
we
Storm.
talked about this like every week? I feel like it's like it's
We like
time
to
for Jimmy time.
That's right,
Weekly
John.
segment with Jimmy. So how's Jimmy doing? Is he live? Have you tried him out?
How's your Jimmy?
How's your Jimmy? He is live, and he's live and well. He's on the regular servers and he's doing well. I tried him in both just a regular AI as well as quick match, and I even did some solo lane brawling action with him. He's a lot of fun. He feels good. His kit feels good. The only thing that I really have to complain about is his escape is still pretty garbage. But I mean, if you're a good rainer,
what's the big like most notable changes with Jimmy? Because he's like the character you start with in Heroes of the Storm, and he's the one they throw to you straight away, and he's like, yeah, he can shoot. He has like a heal. And,
so the biggest thing that you'll notice right away is his heal. His heal used to be activatable automatically, where it would heal you once your health got down to a certain point. And then it would automatically activate. It would also increase your attack speed, pretty much like when you stim your Marines in StarCraft 2. For all of the 3 people that enjoy that, like I do, that would activate.
I enjoy it.
That was a synchronized, like
yes. There used to be a talent that you could take that would make it activatable, but now you can activate it whenever. So instead of waiting for your health to get all the way down, now you can actively try to keep your health up, which is pretty cool. And there are a bunch of talents that can make it so that your cooldown time is actually shorter. So it's a big build. Like you could do the whole healing thing so that his sustain is absolutely ridiculous at the how do you say, his damage won't be so high. But then you can also do a build where he does a whole bunch of damage versus stunned and disabled heroes, which is absolutely crazy because there's so many things in the game that stun or disable heroes now that he can just put a ton of damage on characters really quickly. So right now he's in a pretty good spot. Like, he feels pretty good. I think I heard some people saying that he might need a little bit of a tweak in order to not be so overpowered, but he's feeling pretty good.
I remember when we talked about it last time, and when I saw the changes to Jimmy, that my thought, and I think I said it as well, was that doesn't this mean that the skill cap is being increased a little bit? Is that the case? Isn't he a little bit more skill required now?
I want to say no.
What do you think?
Actually, I want to say no because I haven't played Rainer for a while, and I jumped in, and it still felt pretty easy because he's an auto attacker at heart. So all you have to do is really focus on your auto attacks. The way it comes into, I think he has a higher, in order to be even better with him, it has a higher skill cap now because now you can build into his kit a little bit more in terms of his skill shot. So I think he's still one of the most basic heroes to get into, and he's one of the easiest ones if you just kind of want to mess around and learn the game a bit. He is one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
That's
fun.
cool.
He's fun. Get in there. I don't have anything to say about Azmodan because I've been playing Rainer. And not Azmodan, even though the changes are live in for Azmodan as well.
I killed Asmodan the other day when I was playing Diablo.
Still playing Diablo, huh?
He's still on the console.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. We actually, my girlfriend and I, we finished off the main storyline. The whole storyline on, when was it? Yesterday evening or Friday evening, something like that. This weekend, we finished the story and jumped into adventure mode and did some rifts, and we've been having fun in the game so far. It works really well on PlayStation, and I'm really enjoying it actually.
Have you guys kind of had like that moment where somebody's playing with their inventory and it kind of pauses the game, doesn't it? When you're when somebody's like, as one person been like ready to go and the other person's like moving potions around and shit, and it's like, come on, for God's sake.
We're usually using those breaks for toilet breaks or refill of beverages breaks and stuff like that, so it hasn't been too much of an issue, but it is like it can be a bit like tedious to wait for. But I think we've been good at just using it for other stuff at the same time. So
Okay, good.
Cool.
yeah, really good.
There's the token mention for Diablo this week.
Yep.
Really
You know that game.
quickly, before we go into like the main topic of the day, have either of you played any Overwatch recently?
What was that? Sorry.
What game?
Overwatch. You know, that shooter. It's kind of big.
Yeah.
Wait. No.
I only mention it because if you haven't been in for a while, like I haven't been in for a while, but Selena is in it a lot. There's a few changes that have come in that, like, Symmetra got a complete like retooling of her kit, so she plays a bit differently, and Selena actually really likes playing her. There's a lot of changes that came by. They changed Sombra recently, and also there's a new feature where you can, what is it called? You can give your teammates like special kudos at the end of the match and stuff like that. So like you could be like, hey, that person was like an awesome tank, or this person was doing this very well. So you could do that at the end of the match, and it's not just like one person. Like you're not just like upvoting to say like, hey, that person's like the MVP. You can give it to multiple people. So
and one change, depending on, I know this change has been in the game for a while now, but it's still like one of the most amazing changes they've done for a long time. When you're on the loading screen and you wait to get into the match, and you're just sitting there watching what character you have chosen, you can actually switch skins right on the screen. Right
yeah. I remember Dusty was super excited about that. He found out like a month after it happened. He was like, "Oh my God, can you see this?"
It's so good.
And the show, I gotta go in and play that right now.
Okay,
just jump in there. Just if you haven't seen the changes, like just jump in for a bit, have some fun.
Yeah, the kind of commendation feature you were talking about, is there any rewards tied behind that, or is it just simply
I think
thing where
if you get a certain amount from other people, then you'll get something.
Achievements.
Yeah, is it achievements?
I don't know. I was
I
just
feel like
guessing.
there was some sort of cosmetics linked to that as well, because obviously they have this in Heroes of the Storm, right? That you can kind of upvote people at the end of the game, which in my experience never really gets used anymore. People are usually like, oh, end of the game, I'm out of here.
It still
Um,
gets used.
But then there was a thing in, is this an extension of the way you could vote for people at the end of an Overwatch game?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an extension of that, or is it?
I want to say yes,
replace
but
that?
to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I'm
Okay.
not the one who's been playing. I just, in between
Maybe-
Selena yelling about her teammates, I hear about that. So
Maybe Selena can clear that one up for us.
she
in
needs
the
to come
chat.
on the show.
Yeah,
Just
let's
saying.
bring her in right now. Over to our Overwatch correspondent in the United
Wait,
States.
what button do I click? I'm so confused. We've never done this before.
Oh no, we're not doing. That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
okay.
a joke, Marty.
That's okay.
Chill,
Oh.
chill. It's okay.
I like that one. That was good.
That's good. Well played.
All right. Well, let's talk about some I don't know, Hearthstone. I guess. I mean,
I thought that was a dead
So-
game.
sort of it is a dead game, right? Because Ben Brode is not there anymore. We talk about what
Ben
will they
Brode,
do.
just before we begin this, Ben Brode's announced his new gaming company.
Oh, let's talk about that then.
Is
they're
it
called
Flannel
Second-
Incorporated?
I wish. It's called Second Dinner. That's what they're called.
That just reminded me of
Second
Lord
Dinner.
of the Rings when he's like,
Yeah,
he's
remember
like,
me
what about second breakfast?
That's honestly, he like tweeted about that, and that was the gif I replied. I was like, "But what about second breakfast?"
11 C's.
But
Dinner.
yeah, just
supper.
because you mentioned Ben Brode, I felt like it was important to
Yep.
kind of clarify what he's up to now. So
Hey there, don't be scared.
and,
So we did.
keep an eye out on what he's doing.
Yeah, good. Keep us updated.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember we did talk about what will they do with their announcement videos and stuff like that. Now that they don't have Ben Brode anymore, and then we got this amazing. Oh my god! This is it's so good. It's so good. If you haven't watched it, you have to go watch it. I don't care. Pause the show. Go YouTube that right now because it's so freaking hilarious. And I was like sitting there in the couch watching it with my laptop, and my girlfriend was sitting next to me, and she was all of a sudden like, what is that? And she was sitting there watching as well. She doesn't play Hearthstone at all, but she was like, this is so funny, and we were just sitting there laughing together. And oh my god, it's so good.
Science.
For science.
it gave me like, so I grew up in the 90s as a young kid, and I watched a lot of like Bill Nye the Science Guy. So I loved having, who has it on?
it's the background music.
Okay.
It's the background music.
So it gave me like those really good vibes of like some like cheesy movies from the 80s. Like what's that movie, Weird Science, from the 80s? And there's a song that kind of goes with it, like Weird Science. And that kind of gave me the whole vibe. It was a good one. It was a good one. Like me and Marty were talking about beforehand, if there was any worries about things like this once Ben Brode left, like I think they've kind of been put to rest. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And I just love how because I mean they're developers, they're not actors, but I think all of them do like an amazing job all the way through, and the
We should
editing
probably
is
say what
perfect.
it's the Boomsday Project, because we haven't said that yet.
No, we just
haven't
started
said
talking
this.
about it. That's how excited we are.
That's
for
not
this.
important.
I-
It's not important.
No,
No,
shut
just
up,
a minor
Tom.
detail.
It's not that important.
In the
Oh,
video,
yeah, we should mention that Dave Kosak has kind of took over looks like he's took over the mantle as the front guy.
Mhm.
Let's just say that.
I like it.
And the whole setting of this is kind of a laboratory and experiments, and Dr. Boom is back. Well, we don't know if he's back as a card or anything like that. And he's a pretty big meme from the early days of Hearthstone, goblins versus gnomes, and he caused a lot of complaints. He never did get nerfed, and now he's back, and he's got a whole expansion based on him and his crazy projects out in the Neverstorm.
There was
It's-
a counter in the back where like most places have like, oh, we've gone 365 days without an incident. They just had minutes. Like
7 minutes.
it started off with, like 7 minutes, and then it just like several times it changed, and then it would go down again to 0 after something happened.
I don't know what that is either.
I like that little touch.
Oh, that's so many quotes in it that it's just amazing. And I got excited for Hearthstone again, and I was actually I know we are a few people who are like, we're not really playing Hearthstone on our Discord, and we have all been saying I'm not going to spend money on it and things like that. And now I'm so conflicted right now. I'm like hovering over that buy button right now, and don't really know what to do because this.
But should we talk about that then? The kind of elephant in the room, maybe the pricing.
The
point?
80-pound
Yeah.
elephant in the room.
it's a big elephant.
Yeah, let's do it, Tom. Let's jump into that.
Okay, so the kind of new thing with this pre-order is there's your kind of 50 packs pre-order. I mean, for me it's like £45, and then I think with that you get your 50 packs, you get a golden legendary as well, and that's all you get. But then there's this Boomsday Project mega bundle, which includes all of that. I think it's 80 packs, and you also get Mecha Jiraxis hero portrait, and that's coming in at like £70. So I think there has been some complaints about the pricing point here, but one, I think we should note that there's 2 bundles, so there is a choice there.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
still, what I'm feeling is if this was like World of Warcraft and it's like, you know, every second year, every third year or something like that, it would be fine. But since it's like 3 times a year.
So I've been thinking a lot about this, and again, it's all how you perceive value. And a game like Hearthstone, if you're an active regular player to Hearthstone and you buy some cards, then these cards in theory are going to be cards that will be with you throughout your entire duration of Hearthstone. Like, we have standard, then we have wild. Your cards will always exist there. With regards to kind of the portrait, the hero, that I feel like a lot of people were saying that I'm not going to pay £70 or whatever for a hero. I feel like if you, again, it's how you perceive the value in that. Is it worth getting 80 packs and the hero for spending that money? If you don't think that's worth it, then don't do that, because like it's not value to you, whereas somebody might feel like it is value to them. And the whole situation where it's like, oh well, I have to spend this money to get this, otherwise I don't have it, I think is the wrong mentality to have in video games in general, because I think you're just setting yourself up to get very upset a lot of times when you don't feel like something is the right price. But just because it's not the right price, that therefore means it is not as valuable to you as you think it is. Because if you really, really wanted something so bad, then surely you would spend that amount to get it. And if you don't want to spend that amount, then you don't want it that much.
I really, really want the new iPhone, but I think it's priced too high.
You think
Okay,
it's priced
back
too
on
high.
Hearthstone. I have
Yeah.
a question. I have a question for Tom. So
Okay.
you're obviously a more avid player than Marty and myself. So when
Yeah.
we see like this event happen, and our first thought is, this thing is so funny and cool, we just want to purchase it because of that. But littered throughout, they revealed cards. So as somebody who actually plays the game frequently enough, like, did those cards get your excitement level up? Like, do you see the way that some of those cards can impact the game in any way, or is it just more of the normal type deal?
I mean, we only had a couple of cards kind of revealed. I'm just kind of clicking them through here, but we are going to be getting legendary spells, which are going to be available for all classes, which is kind of exciting. One of the ones we kind of got revealed was Myra's Unstable Element, which is like a 5 mana spell which draw the rest of your deck if you play that. So I mean that's pretty crazy, and you're kind of getting the feeling of experiments and that kind of wacky side of things again that we actually kind of did see that with Goblins versus Gnomes. There was, you know, that whole element of whoa, you know, there's a bit of crazy going on here.
I liked it.
And yeah, for sure. I mean, there was
aside from Naxxramas, like next up on my favorite things in Hearthstone was Goblins versus Gnomes.
Yeah, I mean, and I think as well it was like kind of the first major infusion of cards into the game, so it does have that kind of fondness. And you know, a lot of those cards still see play today in Wild. There was a lot of strong cards that came out of that expansion. Funny enough, you don't really see Dr. Boom being played anymore, so it looks like he, in the end, you know, he, when it came to like other synergies in play, he's you know, you'll still see him from time to time, but not so much a problem in Wild anymore. But yeah, I think I have to see more of the cards to kind of get an idea of what can excite me with regards to kind of goofy decks. I like to play goofy. I like to throw some stuff together and maybe try and make it work. My kind of legend is reaching rank 10 or something like that, but I'm not really here to, you know, to go to BlizzCon or anything like that to be a champion. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna get more mechs again. And we have kind of a couple of new mechanics as well. Kind of the magnetic seems kind of interesting. I always like how they animate these.
Can you explain magnetic? Because I don't remember exactly what it was.
Okay, so if you have a mech on the board, and then you have a minion in your hand that's magnetic. So for example, they showed us Spider Bomb, which is a hunter card. It's 3 mana, 2 attack, 2 health. It's also a mech, and it has the magnetic keyword. So say you had a Harvest Golem on the board, and that's a 2/3 with a Death Rattle. There's someone's a 2/1. If you play this magnetic card, those stats and that keyword of Spider Bomb is going to fuse into that minion. It's going to consume that minion, and it's gonna be 1 minion. So it's going to be your Harvest Golem on the board. It's going to get the 2 attack and 2 health from the Spider Bomb, and it's also going to get the Death Rattle from Spider Bomb, which is destroy a random enemy minion. So that it's going to have like 2 Death Rattles, and it's going to have like +2/+2. So it's in a way it's like throwing a buff on a card.
Okay.
But it's actually a minion.
But it works
well.
as a minion on its own, right? If there was no other mech, so it's a buff that's also minion.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way to explain it. And,
that's interesting because this is the one card game that I've played that doesn't directly have like buff cards, rather, for the most part. Like it's usually like other minions that do things to other minions or something like that, or like it's always cards that kind of, I don't know where I'm kind of going. Like in Magic, you kind of like, you'll play a card like, I don't know, it does. I'm getting confused. Don't worry about it. I drink too much Chewbacca coffee, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think I kind of know what you're saying. Like, generally, like, I don't know, like minions, you have maybe buff spells, but you have like attacking, like spells, for example. But like in Magic, I know you have like cards that you can play to deny stuff and things like that. And
or Yu-Gi-Oh! Activate my trap card.
Yeah, well, I mean, aside from secrets, that's kind of the only thing that really happens that you have some kind of control over on your opponent's turn. But who knows? We might see more stuff like that. Something else of note that's quite interesting is the Omega cards that are going to be coming out. So these are
they stand for OMG, right?
Yeah.
OMG, yeah, that's what Omega stands for. And the kind of example they gave us in the announcement was 4 mana, 2 attack, 6 health taunt minion, Omega Defender. Omega Defender. That's hard to say. I haven't even had Chewbacca coffee. And this has a battle cry, and if you have 10 mana crystals, this gains +10 attack. So this is going to do crazy stuff when you've got a full kind of mana crystal pool. It's one of those things. Do you hold this in your hand? Do you wait to turn 10 to get that battle cry? Probably, because a 4 mana 2/6 ain't too impressive. But again, it's going to be interesting to see more cards like this and cards that you're going to have to decide, am I going to hold on to this and go for the kind of power play towards the end of the game. So yeah, I think it's pretty awesome to obviously have another expansion announcement. We haven't talked about the PvE side of things, which we were saying like a few weeks ago that we were hoping it wasn't going to be more of the same dungeon run type stuff, and it looks like it's not going to be. It's going to be more of like a puzzle side of things with like the likes of solving puzzles to clear like the enemy side of the board, maybe in X
Okay,
amount
I
of
get it.
turns.
The Elder Scrolls Legends has that.
Yeah, and there's gonna be like lethal puzzles where maybe you get one turn, you get a handful of cards, and you have to find lethal. Those are actually really fun. I know you mentioned Elder Scrolls Legends there, Michael. I don't know if you've ever tried that. And it's actually quite fun trying to figure that out because you'd be surprised how when you have a card full of hands and you think, well, it's probably going to be pretty straightforward. That there's so many different ways that you can actually interact with a turn that it actually makes you think, sometimes when I'm playing Hearthstone, there is actually that many different options I have, and what is the absolute optimal play that, of course, that we don't always make. But I'm looking forward just to seeing something different with the PvE side, and we're getting kind of that puzzle side of things, which definitely fits in with the theme of this kind of whole science and experimenting. And again, it'll be good just to see something a bit different because we've had those kind of dungeon run and the monster hunt, which were great. It was great to have something different. I think we all kind of enjoyed that. Especially, I feel like the monster hunt, for me, I enjoyed a lot more because I don't know, it just felt more in my control, just with the 4 heroes, and I know we were kind of all battling it out to see who would make the full clear first, and it was quite fun how that worked, and I really did enjoy that. But yeah, something different, and we don't have to wait too long before this is out for good. This is like the 7th of August. We're getting this, and it's like a week before Battle for Azeroth. It's going to be, I mean, if you're a fan of Hearthstone and you're a fan of World of Warcraft, in the space of a week, you're going to have 2 expansions to play with. Just, call work, tell them you're not coming in for about 2 months. Okay.
It's the perfect time length because Marty usually gets upset at Hearthstone within a week, so he can get his Hearthstone on for a week and then jump right into World of Warcraft.
I know, it's perfect. It's so incredible.
One thing on the PvE stuff is that I really enjoyed those puzzle challenges because it gets your brain starting to train into seeing the game in a different way. Like, so many times I used to watch the professionals play, and I'm like, why are you taking so long to take your turn? Like, just play the cards. You're supposed to know what they all do, so just play it. But I just imagine now, like, in their head, they're seeing, like, that board and all the different possibilities that could go into it. While meanwhile, I'm just playing, and the rope is never lit. Because I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. I was pre-planning. I'm ready to go. And then I end up losing because I didn't take the time to think about what could happen if I played a card versus what if I just hold on to it. So I like this type of stuff. It just helps you get better at the game by just being more knowledgeable about the cards in general.
It's the people that rope on turn 1. That's when I started losing it.
You have a choice. You can coin or not.
And one final thing about Hearthstone, if we're moving on, I'm not sure. The Hearthstone Fire Festival starts on Monday the 16th. So that's going to be double gold for all your quests. So you might want to just stock up on your quests before it hits. It's actually going to hit tomorrow. So if you got 3 quests in your log, you're good to go for the double rewards.
I do too.
So definitely, if you're looking to make a comeback into Hearthstone, get back into the Fire Festival, get yourself some gold, and enjoy the festivities, because that was kind of one of the big plus points last year that we talked about when this came along right before an expansion. Great time to earn some extra gold before an expansion. It was very much appreciated by, well, I'm gonna say it was appreciated by all players. It most probably definitely wasn't, but it was appreciated by me, and there we go.
Creepy! I like it!
Alright. So yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave, for liking our jokey tweet that we made about him on our Twitter. Dave is a good guy.
Yeah.
I like Dave.
He's a good guy. Yeah, I really like him as well. I wouldn't mind interviewing him, for instance, on a podcast.
Yeah.
Just saying, just putting it out there.
Yeah,
It would-
if-
I wonder what he would say if you asked him. Like if you said Dave,
Dave,
what do you think of the Blue Recluse? What would he say?
what do you think of the Blue Recluse, Dave?
he would probably be like, "You mean that pub in Stormwind? I play Horde."
I don't think he'd say pub. The pub is a very English thing to say.
The pub. So what? People in the U.S. can't say pub?
No, that's our word.
No.
Give it back.
If there's
You
one
say
thing,
bar, you say
we're good at,
sports
it's
bar.
taking other people's stuff and claiming it as our own.
I want it back. Give me back our bar.
Ah, see, you said
Okay.
bar. Damn. Nah. Switched it up on
You
you.
got me. You got me.
All right. It really feels like the conversation has reached the point where it's time for us to say the show is over. Let's get to
Good love.
let's close this bar down. Get the hell out of here, and yeah, let's do so right now. That's the wrong sounder.
Nice.
Yeah. So I can't find it. It's here.
Lost orders! Lost orders!
Almost made it through the show, and then right at the end,
Sneaked up on
technical difficulties made it so I played.
It's fine. We
through.
blame the gnomes. We blame the gnomes.
It's the gnomes.
God damn it,
And the god-
Frasley! Come on.
You had one job. So,
Well, two. He has to do that other thing at the end of the show.
that's right. So that other thing at the end of the show, you should totally stay around if you haven't heard it yet, because after the show we will have the fresh report. But you who are listening, let us know your thoughts about anything we talked about on this episode, or if you have your own questions, feel free to contact us. Tom, how do people do that?
I like your hand gestures there. Anyway, email thebluereclusepodcast@gmail.com. Find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, The Blue Recluse. We also got a Discord over at thebluerecluse.eu/discord, so come on over there and get excited about Battle for Azeroth or the new Hearthstone expansion. And we also like to post about free games that we find on the internet as well. That ultimately is the only reason to be there. No, just kidding. We love iTunes reviews. If you ever want to leave us an iTunes review about how much you're enjoying the show, that really helps us out too. And we have a Patreon at patreon.com/thebluerecluse. Thank you very much to everyone who supports us over there. And you can find all that information, including our show notes for this very episode right here on our website, thebluerecluse.eu, or if you prefer, thebluerecluse.com.
I think I actually paid the bill, so it should still work.
Okay. Yeah. The gnomes. If it doesn't, blame the gnomes. always.
Exactly. With those words, there's nothing else to say. But thank you for listening and watching and whatever you did during the show. We don't want to know about that.
Creepy! I like it!
Wow.
That's my fault. That's my
See you
fault.
guys next week. Yeah, sorry. Frashley, take it away.
Hey, can I have some more honey mead, please? Thank you. Welcome to the Frasley Report, a short news report by me, Frasley, the awesome gnome, to deliver your World of Warcraft news. I am live today in the Lagerdomain Inn in Dalaran. This past week, Blizzard CS on Twitter posted about DDoS attacks that were causing lag and connection issues to Blizzard games. We reached out to our sources for information on who is behind those and potential future attacks. Everyone else was busy in the Mage Tower working on obtaining their appearances before BFA pre-patch, except for Alex Pones, who is sitting here next to me. So Alex, I first heard a bumper for your show on the Loot Optional podcast. Your theories are definitely controversial, and some would say potentially go against logic.
Actually, Mr. Sparks Band, I think I must be the only person around here who still uses logic. They don't want
However, you are the only one who will talk to us, as everyone else is trying to get their appearances from the Mage Tower. I haven't attempted those. So, are you saying that a group known as MTSD or Mage Tower skin disruptors is behind these attacks?
Absolutely. They're trying to stop anyone from getting their appearances from the Mage Tower. The group has been unable to pass the challenges, and they don't want anyone to get their appearances either. They will DDoS repeatedly until the pre-patch comes out. This group uses sophisticated tactics to gain access to Blizzard's servers. They have people on the inside that Blizzard doesn't know. They have these goggles that people put on their head to mind control them. Blizzard is in on this, and they don't even know it.
I think I've heard that scenario somewhere. It's quite an incredible theory.
This isn't just a theory, it's been proven. We have video of people in the network center at Blizzard acting like mindless monkeys wearing these goggles. The only thing we can't prove is whether Blizzard is the stooge here or if they're in on it willingly. MTSD will not stop. Soon they will demand that the servers stay down until Classic, because Blizzard has had Classic done for 11 years, but it's decided not to release it because they want us to demand it so that they can release Classic for $1,000 a pop. They haven't told you that yet, but that's what the box price will be. They're pulling the mage weave over your eyes, and it won't stop there. They will
Thank you, Mr. Pones, for telling us your fascinating theory. We unfortunately have run out of time, and I have to go raid somewhere not here.
And this is why I can't respect you and your ilk in the press, Frasley. Frankly, you might be the worst thing in broadcast journalism since that fierce Worgen guy. You're sycophants of the New Order, all of you. And if you won't protect your listeners, by God, I will. Folks, you need to protect yourselves from this pernicious cabal that is coming after you and everything you love. You need to make sure you buy my colloidal mithril. It's a proprietary formula, saves you from DDoS, improves your DPS, and possibly helps your RNG on loot. Protect yourselves. Find it on getfowars.com. Only $96 a bottle.
I apologize, everyone. I didn't think it was going to go out of control like that. We pride ourselves here at the Fraz Report, as well as our parent station, on only providing the most factual news on World of Warcraft. I didn't think Alex was going to go on this crazy theory. I am currently hiding in a broom closet. Until Alex leaves, he doesn't know we are in here. This has been the Fraz Report. I am Frasley Sparkspan. You can find the show at frazreport.com. Until next week, be...
Greetings, listeners. We are the Mage Tower skin disruptors. We cannot clear Mage Tower skins, and we don't want anyone else to get theirs until the pre-patch comes out. We have indeed infiltrated Blizzard, and will not stop until the patch's out. Terminating transmission now, before Blizzard sysops target our location.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.